Greetings. I'd like to talk a little bit about what is a sociopath. We hear a lot about sociopaths, or some people call them psychopaths. But what is it that makes a sociopath? One of the books that really taught Marion and me quite a bit about sociopaths is the book called The Sociopath Next Door by Martha Stout. This book really goes in to describe what they're like and how to identify them and how to deal with them. But she points out an alarming fact that she thinks that 1 out of every 25 people is a sociopath. And that's pretty high. So if you've got a church of only 200 people, that means you've got 8 sociopaths in your church. So what do you do with them and how do you recognize them? First thing about a sociopath is that they're totally self-absorbed. Everything is in their own world and nothing gets out of that. They don't relate to society's rules or mores or laws. They think they're in charge of everything and everything centers right around them over and over again. Martha points out that one of the ways to identify them is they're almost always seeking pity. Oh, poor me, it's this or it's that, or I can't help myself because of this person or this circumstance, and oh, I need some help. So a lot of the sociopaths are living off of other people. Sociopathy, if you will, has a scale from one end to the other. On one end of the scale, you might have somebody who is, for example, a raper, kidnapper, serial killer type of person who's way off the edge. And then on the other end, you might have somebody who just has a tendency to lie or to not quite square up with reality. And all of us really are on some point on that scale, because from a Christian point of view, being a sociopath is actually just what degree of carnality do you have? How spiritual are you versus how much do you listen to the flesh, which is totally, again, absorbed in itself. It's totally selfish. It's its own God, and it makes its own rules. So if you find out that you're working with a sociopath, they're always seeking pity or making excuses, it's pretty tough to work with them, but my new book is going to be talking about that, called Hope for the Hopeless. And how do you deal with people that are in some kind of a cycle, a destructive cycle that's going around and around and around? How do you break through with them? And I might have a series of short videos too explaining some of those principles and techniques that we can use. Thanks for your time.